Hi, we are MBA students from City University of Hong Kong, and we are going to give some insights on the case of the RoboCanada assembly.
Okay, the tools give the coefficients of the risks, and we decide to assign some no risks to some of the risks. And then we will recalculate all the indexes. From the data, we see that Malaysia, Russia, and Thailand are the better three options. And other thing worth noticing is that China's situation has improved a lot over the 7 years, making China on par with Russia. So we need also take China into consideration. And another thing is geographic factors. And from this map, we see that countries geographically close to the suppliers are Russia, China, and India. Of course, India won't be in our consideration because the risk level of India is too high, and although the risk level of Russia, China are similar, but the significant risks of Russia, like inflation and corruption, are somehow hard to control. So we also exclude Russia, and we see that China has the direct access to all of the three major customers, making China a more attractive choice. And we see that all the four countries have easy access to at least two of the three major customers. However, the risk level of these two countries are too high, making them bad choices. So, after consideration, we decide to choose China, Thailand, and Malaysia. And Canada and the UK naturally have lower risks when compared to China, Thailand, and Malaysia. However, they are too far away from its target customers, making the cost of transportation too high if we assemble the products in Canada and UK. However, China, Thailand, and UK and Malaysia excel Canada and UK in this way.
So basically, being given the three countries of choice that we have given, here are three of the major risks that we have judged to be the most important. First one is human right, which is the ability of a government to enforce freedom and specific rights for its workers, for its inhabitants. The two others are regarding natural disasters. Natural disasters which affect the population and in turn affects an industry's, a factory's ability to keep operating. So some of these can be mitigated, unlike corruption or inflation, which a single company can hope to mitigate. If we talk about human rights, we're not talking about acting on a government level, which is to ensure that the whole country has a correct right enforced. No, we're talking about making sure that all the laborers, all the workers in the factory are treated the best way, in a human way. Some others related to natural disasters, storms and floods, seismic disasters, can be mitigated also through planning where to build a factory, where to build a hub, so that the impact is lower when an earthquake or when a flood occurs. Investment infrastructures, which are like systems like floodgates, anti-seismic infrastructures. And a third one, which is disaster training. By training the workers to respond to these natural disasters, we can lower the impact and in turn allow the hub to function at full efficiency despite these major risks.
As to improve the risk analysis based on the Zurich risk room, we have flagged on three more areas. First, on rivalry side, we need to research more on the presence of competitors because it will increase availability of more experienced labor, and at the same time, it will add risk of paying too high as well as giving more less flexibility of pricing. And second, on adaptation, we consider management and government incentives because it is always very difficult for multinational companies to keep their mid-level managers because they often move to more lucrative positions. And as to government incentives, for example, if Chinese government can open more sales regions and release their sales caps, it will be more beneficial for our company to set a hub there and increase the whole process of adaptation. And lastly, the environment importance is very critical. For instance, island countries like Thailand and Malaysia are really good choice, but they can also face the difficulties of shipping if there are pirate threats or sea disputes. Also, India is not quite ready to welcome RoboCanada yet, given the regime instability. Thank you for paying your attention here.